In this question, we have a lot of brackets, so we need to use distributive property to expand them, right? But in our first bracket, what number is in front of this bracket? What do I need to multiply it by? Multiply, I can put a 1 in front of anything. I'm actually multiplying it by -1 because it was subtract and then there was a bracket. So we need to distribute this negative over everything. So it's actually -1, right? If I multiply something by 1, it doesn't change it, but I have to make sure that I am aware that there's a negative in front of the bracket. Okay, so it's actually going to be 8, and then we have -1 times positive 3w becomes -3w. And then we have -1 times -2 becomes what?
Yeah,
Positive 2. So on the right side, I need to distribute -5 times w, which would be
-5w.
good. And then -5 times -3, a negative times a negative.
15.
Good, positive 15. Now this looks very similar to the first example we did. What do I need to multiply everything by?
A -1.
-1. You can always multiply something by 1, it doesn't change it.
So -4w.
Good. And then
And then 3.
positive 3. Good. Let's figure out which terms are like terms. So which terms are the variable terms? So on the left side, do you have any variable terms?
Yeah, -3w.
Good. And on the right side?
-5w.
Yep. And
-4w.
good. So do you want to keep your variable terms on the left side?
Yes.
Okay, so we have -3w is already on the left side. So that stays as is. Okay, so I'm going to cross that out because I've used it. -5w is on the right side. What happens to it when you bring it to the left side?
It becomes positive.
Good. So let's cross it out. We've used it. And -4w becomes
Also positive.
good. Okay. Then we have our constant terms. So we have a positive 8, a positive 2, a positive 15, and a positive 3, right? So these terms,
these ones
yeah,
become negative.
exactly. So these are already on the right side, so let's leave them. 15 and 3, but what happens to my terms on the left side? This positive 8
become
becomes
negative.
good, and positive 2 becomes -2.
Are you saying the answer?
6w, and we simplify that.
By 6.
When we
8 cannot
simplify
be
this,
divided by
it's
6
8.
without a decimal.
Right, so if we divide both sides by 6, we'll write the answer as a decimal. It's 1.3 repeating, or as a fraction in lowest terms, 1 1/3. And that's our answer. These are the two triangles you're given. And the question tells us that the perimeter of, let's call this triangle 1, is equal to the perimeter of triangle 2. So the perimeter of this is equal to the perimeter of that. We have to figure out what are the dimensions. So what is x? So that we can figure out the dimension.
So,
If
it would just be 1 side times 3.
No, because this one, well, that for triangle 2, yes, but triangle 1,
Well,
it's,
if it's a
yeah.
equilateral.
This triangle 1's not equilateral. So if you know that this side is 2x plus 1, what's this side?
2x plus 1.
Good. So how would I find the perimeter of triangle 1? What would I do to find the perimeter?
You do 4x plus 2.
Plus,
Plus 3x plus 2.
right, so I'm actually adding all the sides. So just to write it before, I know you went ahead and did it in your head. 2x plus 1 plus 2x plus 1, right?
Plus 3x
Plus 3x plus 2. Now, that perimeter, this perimeter, so if we knew what x was, we could get the perimeter, but this perimeter is equal to this perimeter. Do you know what that perimeter is of the second triangle?
No.
You don't? This is a 6. It's not a b. So if this is 6, what's this side length?
6.
What's this side
And
length?
6.
So what's the perimeter of triangle 2?
18.
Right, how'd you get that?
I added them all.
6 plus 6 plus 6. Good. which is 18. So I'll just cross it out and put 18. Can you solve for x? Perimeter of triangle 1, so this is perimeter of triangle 1, right, is equal to the perimeter of triangle 2. That's why we're able to make this equation, and because we have an equation, we can solve for x, which is what we're trying to do, because once we know x, then I can plug it in and figure out, okay, what's this side length actually equal to? I know what this side length is, but I don't know these side lengths because I have an unknown. I have a 2x, then you have another 2x, and then you have the 3x, and they're all on the left side of the equation. So if you simplify that, how many x's do you have? 2 plus 2 plus 3. 7 x's altogether. Then we have
1 plus 2 plus
Mhm.
1 plus 2. So 6.
1 plus 1 plus 2.
Oh, I
Yeah.
counted 2 2.
Yeah. How many do you have altogether? 2.
So 1 plus 1 plus 2, 4.
So you have 4 on the left side.
And then on the right side it's just 18.
Yep, on the right side is 18. But what do I need to do with the plus 4 from the left side? We have 7x equals 18, take away 4. I got rid of this 4. Okay, and can we simplify our right side?
So 7x equals 14.
Good. 18 take away 4 is 14, and how do I solve for x?
You divide by 2.
Divide
I
both
mean,
sides, yeah, you said the answer again.
Jeez.
So x equals
Equals 14 divided
2. Yeah. Question said, find the dimensions of the triangle. So if you remember, the first triangle had a side length of 2x plus 1, and then it had another side length of 3x plus 2. Well, what is this side actually equal to if x is 2? How would I find that? Get that?
Oh, so that would be 18.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So if x is 2, I'm going to plug in 2 where I see my x. 2 times 2 plus 1 is 4 plus 1, which is 5. So this side length is 5 units, which means this side length is 5 units. And then here we have x is 2. 3 times 2, 6 plus 2 is 8. So this side length is 8. Well, what's the perimeter of this triangle then? 5 plus 5 plus 8 equals
18.
18. And if you recall, the original triangle was, the second triangle was 6 units. It was 6, 6, and 6, which was also 18, and the question said that the two perimeters had to be equal. So you solved it.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.